Hello.
Good afternoon. This is KDXI St. George, Radio St. George at 100.3 FM. And we welcome you to Startup Nation. Up-and-coming startups, entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs go face-to-face with proven business leaders and talk funding, innovation, current business trends, technology, and social media's role in business. And now your host for Startup Nation, Ed Tracey.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the great radio stations here at Dixie State University. My name's Ed Tracey, and with me today, this is going to be a good day. I got a feeling. Somehow, I'm excited and afraid all at the same time. Tyler Hunsaker, the general manager of Hash House A Go-Go in great St. George, Utah, is here. And Brannon Rees, the marketing director for Hash House Corporate.
Correct.
Wow, indoor voice.
Excited.
This guy doesn't get out a lot. I'd be upset, too, if my mom forgot the D in my name, too, I suppose. So, whatever. So, before we get going, a couple of things coming up. And you're involved in this. Tomorrow is the Chamber of Commerce Golf Tournament. It's their biggest fundraiser of the year. You're golfing. I don't golf. I drive the cart.
So I'm actually the caddy. So
oh, you are? You're not even golfing?
No,
You're
I'm
like,
golfing. But
there's my ball.
Yeah. Hey, your ball's in the tree over here. Said, I just pointed out, So, no, absolutely. It's a fantastic way to support the chamber, to get out and golf, and then also bring some of the employees and the corporate staff from Las Vegas out here and show them how great St. George is, and also the chamber.
And how great you are.
That's a byproduct.
Shoot. Okay.
No, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun for sure.
Brannon, you golf?
I do.
Well, you golf well, or are you like me? I suck at golf.
It's okay, I saw you on Caddyshack. So
I carry Tyler's clubs.
I'm Ted Knight.
Yeah. So it really depends on who you ask. If Brandon's good, like if you ask me, him and I ride together, so he's great. But, if we're playing stroke play, he's really bad.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
The good thing about golf is there's like no height requirement. So
That's true.
You can have like dwarfs playing golf. It's not like pro ball.
Yeah, no, you absolutely. It has no discrimination.
It's a rich man's game. That's what they say, right?
So yes, if you change out your clubs every 5 months, like some of the really good players do, then yeah, definitely. But
I played tennis. I've had the same tennis racket since I was 11.
So it's made of rock? No, it's a different kind of rock. It's wood.
Yeah.
It's petrified wood.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So that's tomorrow. That starts early. 7 o'clock registration. Tee off at
Shotgun start at 8. Scramble. Yeah.
And then they do prizes and opportunity drawings. Is that what we're supposed to call them in Utah?
You
opportunity
have to.
Drawings.
There's no
there'll be
gambling there.
Lunch and beverages and all sorts of bad ideas will go on at that. It's always fun.
The luncheon's sponsored by Texas Roadhouse, I believe, and
really?
They're doing also the chamber luncheon, hot dogs and
hot dog.
Hot dog.
Wait, do you guys do hot dogs at Hash House? Maybe we could do a hot dog eating contest. We're gonna get to that hot dog eating contest.
That's for later.
at Street Fest.
Yeah, that's for later. Let's hang on to that one.
Okay, moving on.
Put that in your pocket.
No. Street Fest, of course, first Friday of every month. This Friday, May 3rd, is Street Fest, downtown St. George. Normally, we've just been doing it on Tabernacle, but because Iron Man is also this weekend, we have moved a portion of it onto Main Street like they used to do in the old days. They had Main Street and Tabernacle. So east side of Main Street, be a bunch of food booths and vendors. North side of Tabernacle, west of the roundabout, the Spider Roundabout, I call it. That'll also be food trucks and vendors. And then Green Gate Village. This is the beer and wine garden sponsored by our buddy over there, Dave Moody at Silver Reef Brewing Company. Yeah. And the great eating contest that is sponsored by Hash House A Go Go. The first time we did pancakes, and I watched a 32-year-old woman devour a pancake like she had not eaten in days.
That's fantastic.
I was impressed.
I'm not even mad. Matter of fact, I'm amazed.
Right.
It's nice.
So, So, and then last time we did airline chicken breasts. We did
with some Tabasco. You gotta put a little hot sauce on there.
Yep.
Gotta get that spice.
And a 17-year-old kid ate it, and I don't even think I think he just swallowed it. I don't even think he ate it.
So then, if that's true, we did not sponsor the contest.
Yeah. So this time we were trying to figure out what to do. So,
do you have a hotline? Have people call in?
Oh, we don't. Well, we do, but I don't know how to use it. Okay. The number's on there.
Give me your cell phone.
It's 87. Wait, I could do. No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to do that.
What's yours again?
It is 911.
Yeah, call 911. Yeah. We do have a hotline here, but I don't know how to use it. And if I see it blink, I know we're going to lose the show. So it's going to just be all kinds of bad.
You know what? I'd say it would be of interest, but if you don't want to be, can't they respond on Facebook?
Yeah. So if you go to Facebook Live, you can put it on Facebook Live or YouTube Live if you're subscribed to Radio St. George. You can put it on there. Tell us what you want to see for the eating contest that we do. We get 10 people up there. The winner gets a $25 gift certificate to Hash House A Go Go, and it's fun to watch. We do it in between. We do it right at 6:30 or something like that.
Yeah, right.
6:30, 7 o'clock, somewhere.
Right before sunset.
Milk bread French toast, maybe?
Oh, okay. We already got some suggestions here.
French toast. Did you call in? You're supposed to call in.
He called in. He hit the hotline. Check the red button.
Milk. What is it called? Milk.
So our bread that we use is a milk bread. It's almost like a Texas toast.
Oh, so it's
an
a thick
Amish milk bread. Yeah, it's a thick one.
Amish. How do they feel about that down here? There's no Amish down here.
Well, you just churn the butter a little more.
Gotcha.
And, bake the bread. It's good. It's good stuff.
I bet I can get a date in the Amish community.
Yeah. Put that one in your back pocket too.
Okay.
Let's save that for later. Save that one. You should add that to your routine.
What is it called?
Milk bread.
Milk bread?
Milk bread.
Milk bread French toast.
Yeah.
Okay. So
banana cinnamon cream with a griddled banana and then candied pecans on top with a syrup reduction. You can't use maple syrup reduction because it's only in Canada. But a syrup reduction, however.
Syrup.
Yeah.
This is why he's the GM.
Maple's in Vermont. Vermont and Canada. It's only maple trees, okay? So can't use that.
I just want to hear you say syrup again. So my ex used to yell at me because I used to say syrup. She's like, don't ever do that.
Do you say whip too?
Whip?
Cool whip.
What are you talking about?
Cool whip.
Wheat thins.
Yeah. It's a whip.
Whipped cream.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe milk bread French toast. Maybe that's the thing.
Sorry.
Thanks,
yeah,
Brandon.
There he goes.
I'm going to stay out of
All
this.
right, Brandon, you put that in your pocket.
Man. This is good. All right, so that's a thought. If anybody, the three of you out there that are watching this right now, if you wanna call in with a suggestion, if any of my buddies that are also paying child support like me want to come down, it's free food. So come on down
and enter the contest. You'll feed yourself for that night and the next.
You can live for 3 days without blacking out. So,
yeah.
And that Street Fest, of course, is 6 p.m. on May 3rd, Friday, May 3rd. Goes till midnight. The food trucks and the vendors are till 10 p.m. We've got live music. We've got the Rebel Jazz Band, local bunch of guys, great.
Love that.
They are. The Celtic band Swagger from Salt Lake. You ever heard these guys? They're really good.
Isn't that Lil Baron's favorite?
Yeah, Lil Baron loves Swagger. Like, I expect to get no help from her at all.
When they're playing?
Yeah, she's going to be useless as sneakers on a snake. So
that's pretty useless.
That's pretty useless. There's another thing I used to say. I can't say it on the radio. But, yep, so they'll be here, and they start at 7:30 to 9:30, and then 10 to midnight is another band called the Dirt Nappers. and they're pretty good too.
Dirt Nappers.
The Dirt Nappers.
Now, what kind of genre is that? Indie? Or
it's accordion
indie rock?
music. It's all accordion
Really?
music.
Polka.
Yeah, polka.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Oh, whip. That's what.
Syrup and whipped cream.
Syrup and wonderful whipped cream.
That is going to be great.
Yeah. Hey, anything that you have your hands in is fantastic.
Thanks.
Yeah. Do I get to come back next week?
Every week.
Yeah.
You're the new host.
No. I can't MC like you. No.
Buddy, you can. You got this down. We have some great ideas that we've come up
We
with.
really do.
But we're not going to talk about it on the radio.
Well, this is the guy to talk to. Yeah, this is the marketing director.
When we're off the
not
air,
live.
we'll talk to it.
Not live.
Somebody's going to steal our ideas.
Yeah, all three people will steal it. The next thing we know, St. George's crawling.
Two of them are out here, and the other guy's somewhere in his van. I don't know.
Down by the river.
Down by the river. Then you guys at Hash House are doing a fundraiser on May 7th.
Yes.
That is for the Global Education Philanthropists.
Yeah.
And that's to fight human trafficking.
Yeah, that one's something that we really want to get behind as a community, and really fight this, bring awareness to it.
Sure.
So
absolutely.
I'm going to donate 20% of the night's proceeds May 7th from 5 to close, and we're doing a special cheesecake. Come hungry, and don't forget dessert. And then actually through the whole month is awareness for human sex trafficking,
right.
And we're doing give back hearts, so you can donate $1, $5, $10, $20 if you're $100 if you're Mr. Daddy Warbucks. You can bring that in, and you get your name on a 5x7 card, and we actually hang it in the window.
And their big fundraising gala is on May 10th, and that's at the Courtyard by Marriott. That's for to fight human trafficking, and it's a good event. Travis Siegmiller, who's one of our local legislators, he will be there. I will be emceeing that event, and it's all for a good cause. So you can find that on Facebook.
And we also have a Hash House gift basket that's in there as well. So hats, T-shirts,
cool.
Tractor toy for the kids. So we try to do what we can to support our local community here in St. George.
You do, and we're gonna talk about that also. So you guys do a ton of stuff, and you're like me. You haven't been here all that long. You get right in there.
Well, I think you just got to grab the bull by the horns, and if you believe in a community like I have of St. George. So I just married into a long time. So my wife grew up here. So I married in. So I'm really ingrained already into what the culture of Hash House, or not Hash House, but what St. George is. And it just goes hand in hand with the values and the mission statement of Hash House at Go-Go.
Sure.
So it just makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
Absolutely. But I think between you and I, we've taken over St. George.
They're actually going to change the name. It's going to be Tyler Ed Town. Hunsaker Tracey Village.
There you go. I think you're close.
So I got it. We'll figure it out.
Let's just stick with the statues that they're going to make. Okay, let's stick with that.
So and they're looking for room for those.
Yeah,
it's not our bodies; it's room for the head. We got big heads.
Yeah, keep it in probably in enclosed space so it doesn't float away.
Yes, desert. It's going to go down by desert color. They need a lot of room down there, so it's like an acre. And then, of course, we talked about the milk bread French toast eating contest, which will be at Street Fest. I can't even say it. Milk bread. It's not that hard. Milk bread French toast.
Go to Pennsylvania; they'll teach you.
Can you make it
an Amish white bread? So
I'm an Amish white bread.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Too soon.
Can you do it without the? Can you do it without the bananas? I don't like bananas.
So we cannot, because in the cinnamon cream we actually blend the bananas in there. So when we dip the French toast, it has bananas in it. I even think that if you don't like bananas, you'll like it. Unless it's an allergy, which we totally understand, and there's nothing we can do about that. That's your own makeup. Mm-hmm. But we do want to make sure everybody gets what they want. You can't even have the banana brown sugar. That's like a staple, a banana brown sugar pancake.
I'll do bananas, dude. No bananas.
What's wrong with them? You must be potassium deficient then.
I know. Yeah, I've got rickets. I don't know. I've never liked banana. When I was a kid, my mother used to send me to school, parochial school in New York, with an egg salad sandwich and a banana every day. I love egg salad sandwich. I can't stand bananas. And my kids know it. Like, they come spend the night, they'll go buy bananas and leave them on my pillow. So when I wake up, there's a banana. It's kind of scary. I don't like the smell of them. I don't like the texture. And then I went to the Southern Utah Pride had their drag queen bingo. And you know what happens when you yell out bingo and you don't have bingo? They put a wig on you and make you eat a banana.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I know that. And
because you had to eat a banana.
I did. I was not happy. In front of everybody. But I got 3 phone numbers, so it's great. Anyway.
So you walked out with full pockets. That's good.
Great. Okay, let's focus here. So, all right. So we just that's what's going on in town for the next week and a half. Lots of good stuff. If you have an event that's going on, you want to talk about it, by all means, find me through Radio St. George, Ed Tracey Live on Facebook, SG Live with Ed Tracey. Send me your info, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk it up. There's a lot of great things going on here in St. George. So you have worked for the restaurant that you're at. Before here, you were in Nevada.
Yeah,
right?
Henderson. Yeah,
you were there for a while. But you've been in the restaurant business for a while.
Yeah.
So we like to talk about what gets people to that point. What makes them, because you and I have a lot of similar background. I was in the restaurant, hotel business long time, and it was because I was basically raised. I was you either had to go in the restaurant business or be a Catholic priest. I chose the restaurant business.
Mine was military.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
Well, I think I've just had a really diverse, and you probably already know, I already have a really diverse work history.
Right.
I've lived all across the United States. I've done a bunch of different things, but food always brings me back. And the reason why food always brings me back is these type of relationships, the personal relationships. Food means emotion.
Sure.
Feelings. I mean, food is so personal.
It's a huge connection on many, many levels.
Exactly.
Many levels.
Exactly.
Like before the show came on, we were talking to Sean, who runs the stations here, and you mentioned, your day starts with, every day 400 people that remember you, and you try and remember them, but Correct. Where else do you go? You don't go to Walmart and you see the same cashier you've seen every time. You're like, hey, how have you been?
No, you try to find the fastest
You're like,
line.
well, I got to go through the self-help lane.
Maybe we should do that one time, and if you lose, you have to eat a banana. But
okay.
No, it's about the people, and not only is it about the people, but it's about being genuine when you meet these people, and that's what creates a special relationship. Everybody that comes in, I want you to go home happy. And if you're not satisfied with what we're doing, let me know. Let us know. We'd love to help you. We'd love to take back whatever dish it is and revisit it. Sure. If it's not made right, I'll go back there and check the recipe myself.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you have to, as they say, under promise and over deliver, but you also have to take it up a little bit on the promise part,
Absolutely.
and even deliver even more. And when you don't, you really have to backtrack and make that right. You just can't say, "Oh, sorry, better luck next time," kind of thing. Those businesses are called out of business.
Yeah. Well, perfect instance, right, for hash houses are corned beef hash. People hear corned beef hash, they think it's out of the can. It's not. It's real string corned beef on crispy potatoes, cubed, deep fried, 1 inch, crispy potatoes, and it has onions and Swiss in it. And when people get it, they go, "This is not what I'm expecting." It's fresh.
They're used to the fate.
Yeah, they're used to the cans. Which, don't get me wrong, if that's what you're into, that's what you like, and that's what you think hash is. Hash House A Go-Go is putting the fun back into food.
That's awesome. Twisted farm food.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that the motto?
It's
the tagline?
Indiana home-style food with a West Coast twist. Trademark.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's pretty yummy. And you guys serve adult beverages there, too, I heard.
So our Bloody Marys are off the page. It's made with real horseradish.
Real Marys.
Yeah. Real Mary.
Horseradish.
The gin, the Bloody, and the Indiana Caesar.
That's great. So you had a pizza place. Right? Is that the story?
Yeah.
So every morning, we'd go to the gym every morning, and we walk the track. And I've never obviously walked a track, and I've never walked a track where you had to walk the track in a certain direction based on the day.
Everybody,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
well, I had no idea.
Otherwise, you wear it down. You know, do you ever watch Scrooge McDuck as he walks around and he paces around? That's an image, right?
Yeah.
So that's what it is. You got to reverse.
So we're on this track. I don't know why I brought it up. Sorry, I brought it up. We're on this track and we're talking about all these things, you know, all these ideas, these great ideas. And they really were great ideas. Someday we're going to be famous.
Yeah.
But the one thing was, you know, we got to kind of know each other and talk about our backgrounds. And I get to hear the story of this pizza place that you own.
Yeah. So I managed a pizza place for about almost 3 years. And then I got a rare opportunity. You know, I'm working in a liquor store. Guy approaches me and he goes, "Hey, you used to work at that liquor or that pizza place over there, right?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's turnkey. We can go right back in there. Let's partner right now. I got the recipes. You have the money. Let's do it." You know, any great deal, right?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Any great deal. And so, yeah, well, yeah, you know, you don't ask, you don't get.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
So we were fortunate enough, or I was fortunate enough, we got it going, got it rolling, and it was the same wood-fired. I mean, anybody that's had wood-fired pizza, you can't deny the wood-fired.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good pizza, and you probably already know that.
And it's different. It lays different. It's different. You know, it's like New York and Chicago. Wood fire is a whole different type of taste to it.
Have you been to Pizza Rev here? Is there a Pizza Rev here?
No, you have
Pizza 360.
700.
700, which is not wood fired, but I think it is wood fired.
It's wood fired, and then what's the other place over there?
Rigatti's, yeah, that's the other wood fired.
Yeah,
but what's that quick service one that's in
I don't know, dude.
next to Old Navy? I think it's.
I didn't even know there was a pizza place in there. There's Einstein Bagel.
You gotta look around. Head on a swivel. Hello. Hello.
You know I get distracted easy.
Well, but hey, great for Rigatti's and 700 degree. I mean, those are sit down. I'm talking quick service because that's how quick those wood-fired pizzas can be made.
Sure.
To order.
So that's what you did.
Yeah, I ate pizza for basically 4 years straight, as you can tell.
Pizza and beer.
Yeah. Well, no drinking on the job. No. But yeah. No, it was a great time. I absolutely loved doing it. That's what really got me to go, wow, I'm going to be doing this the rest of my life.
Was that kind of your first restaurant job?
So I did security at a bar, you know, bar restaurant, and it transitioned into bartender, server.
Oh, you were a bouncer. You know. Imagine that.
Yeah. Hi, Tiny. Hi there. The bathroom's that way.
Exactly. Hey, can I let my friend in? Get out of here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure, right this way. Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. All right, so you kind of got a taste for it. You got it in your blood, and you did that. And then what?
I struck gold. I mean, to be really, and sometimes this is where I'm the most vulnerable, is in a time of need. I went through some tragedy. You know, I moved back to Oregon. Right. I came back, called my buddy. I was like, "Hey, man, where are you at? And I need a job." And they go, "Well, they're opening up Graveyard at Hash House." Hash House gave me an opportunity, graveyard time, and they gave me a family that I was looking for. There was a piece of me that was missing through that different part of my life, and they gave me that family that I was looking for. You know, they didn't know it. They didn't know who I was. You know, I was just the graveyard guy. Hey, I'm here. You know, but I really cared about what I was doing, and I really cared about what the product we were selling. You know, anything in sales, you know as well as I do. If your product's no good, you can't sell it.
Right.
We care about you too, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. And that's Brannon Rees.
He does talk.
He does talk.
Oh, don't worry, you're going to get your shot after we come back from break.
Yeah, so it was just a very fortunate experience. But I think what you experience is where you get to later.
Sure.
You have to take the experiences now, learn, process, go through them, and take it along the way. But I always said to the VP of our company, he would see me at about 5 in the morning because that's what time he'd come in, and I'd say, "Keep it up, man. I'm going to have your job one of these days."
Awesome.
You know, and it was all fun and games, but eventually I was able to work my way up from a server. I went to a bartender, to supervisor, to manager. I moved across the country to Connecticut, helped them turn the store around. Right. And then I took a little detour, and they brought me back to Henderson. And
were you a showgirl or something?
I was, actually. Can you do the can? No,
why do you even know that song?
Well, I'm an old soul. If you get into my car, it's Hall & Oates or the 50s.
Great. Yeah. If I get into your car, it's going to be ugly.
You can fit in the car. It's not that ugly. It's not like a Geo Metro. I'm not a high tower or something ripping out the front seat, sitting in the back.
Shaquille O'Neal in a Yugo.
Yeah, exactly.
But you said something interesting. We're going to have to break here in a minute. But, and I know this just because I've been in it for forever. You create a family. Like, these are the people you hang out with. It's one of the few businesses I know that when you leave and you want to hang out on your days off, you go back there. You do. You go back, and that's where you hang out because that's where your friends are. And that's where they hang out. And you build. I mean, I've seen people get married, get divorced, get married again, all working together.
Yep.
And while a lot of them, it's kind of just a job to them, there are the few, like you and I, that say, I'm going to be doing this the rest of my life. Absolutely. Because I love it, and I can do it with my eyes closed.
Yeah. Well, that's the key.
Sure. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to get Brannon Rees to speak, marketing director at Hash House.
I'll put a quarter in him and see what happens.
This is going to be great. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And we are here with the boys from Hash House, so go. This is Startup Nation. Stick around. We're going to talk about some of the things that they do to make their business successful. And we will be right back after these messages, everybody.
Next time on The Pulse, think about all of the things you used to hear about pot.
Marijuana. Pot hurts.
These days,
Acapulco Gold.
You can buy marijuana legally in many places. Use it as medicine. With all of those massive changes have come many new questions that researchers and healthcare providers are trying to figure out. We'll take a look at marijuana and the new normal.
The Pulse, Saturday mornings at 11 on Radio St. George 100.3.
The City of St. George is having an Ironman Kids Fun Run Friday, May 3rd at 6:30 p.m. This is a non-timed fun run and will have 4 distances for your children to choose from: the 1 mile and the half mile, the toddler trot, and the diaper dash. Registration opens Tuesday, March 26th until Friday, May 3rd. To register and for more information, go to sgcity.org/races.
The music you hear on Radio Dixie 91.3 is brought to you by Festival Sounds, providing music and sound for weddings, parties, school dances, marathons, outdoor events, sound and light, video screens, and equipment rental. We are your wedding and event DJ. FestivalSounds.com.
A reminder to all DSU students that the DSU Police Department has a secure lost and found drop box in their lobby, which is available 24/7 and video monitored. So if you have lost important items such as cash, wallets, cell phones, computers, or jewelry, then make sure to head down to the DSU Police Department. And to report a lost item, go to publicsafety.dixie.edu.
Theater of the Mind was the driving force during the golden era of radio. Each night we showcase a genre of old-time radio shows from 10 to 1. Sci-fi, horror, comedy, adventure, westerns, and so much more. Old-time radio. Every night starting at 10 on Radio St. George 100.3 FM.
You're listening to Radio St. George at 100.3 FM.
We welcome you back to Startup Nation. Here's your host, Ed Tracey.
Hi, everybody. Doing Facebook. So we've decided here that Tyler and I can't hang out together because it's just too dangerous.
It really is. A little thunder, a little light. Shake and bake, baby.
Shake and bake. I'm number 2.
Yeah. And that ain't bad.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we're talking about, just kind of how you got your start and what you were doing beforehand and, how you kind of got to this point.
Yeah.
And obviously, it sounds like Hash House is pretty successful. It sounds like they do a good job. They're kind of everywhere now. And
it's interesting how Hash House is spread out, so to speak. And there's no better person to talk about it, in my opinion, than Brannon Rees.
Brannon Rees, everyone. Hey! Mr. Rees. Mr.
You thought we were kidding. Okay. Well, he is corporate, so you do need to use official titles and all that.
Your Eminence. May I speak for a moment? So how long have you worked for the company?
12 years.
And how long you been there?
6.
Oh, wow. He's moving faster than you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yes. He started early.
I remember that first day.
On. Yeah. No, he doesn't. It was graveyard. Nobody remembers it. Nobody remembers it.
And you do marketing director. That's kind of a broad term. What exactly do you do for them?
A little bit of everything.
That's
social media.
Mixed bag.
Yeah.
Go to golf tournaments.
Yeah. Golf tournaments, come down to these events that Tyler is hosting at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And
just like today, I go, hey, we're going to go see Ed Tracey. He goes, what? I go, jump in.
And we're here.
We hear that.
And we're here. He goes, wait, we're on the radio? I go, hopefully you brush your teeth.
Put your shirt back on.
Yeah,
Let's go,
exactly.
boy. So, it's funny you say that. So you guys, obviously, there's restaurants. You've got your fast food restaurants. You got all these people. Everybody's vying for attention. Everybody. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong. I'll go to McDonald's. I will go to McDonald's because there's fast food and no expectation.
Yeah.
I just want something to eat. $5 in and out.
But you know what you're getting.
Well, exactly right. Well, sometimes.
Sometimes it's the McFilet or whatever.
Oh, my God. I'm telling you. But,
filet of fish. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, there's a reason Tyler moved here from Henderson, because Henderson was a very similar restaurant location with a similar, similar feel.
Are you saying there's a lot of old people in Henderson? Is that what you're saying? Just say it, Brannon.
Blue hair don't care.
My motto.
Yeah, that's right.
No, but it was all about community.
Sure.
It was all about, getting involved with the chamber and doing all the stuff that Tyler does here,
Sure.
with his eyes closed. So.
And he really does. And I think that's really what sets it apart. St. George isn't a very big town. It's getting bigger.
Yeah.
It's bigger than most, definitely bigger than from where I came from. But I think the ones that seem to do really well are the ones that stay up front, in your eyes. They stay fresh. They involve themselves with the community. You do a lot of stuff. You do fundraisers. You do, little tiny marketing things that people don't think. Like they go in, there's a place to take your picture. Oh, this is great.
Mm-hmm.
Those things make a difference. And that's, the bottom line is the end result. The word of the day should always be revenue, because really that's how you stay afloat. And in the restaurant business, I've known this from a long time. You spend a lot of money to make a little bit of money.
Well, and the other part too, and I don't think we give Brannon enough credit to do what he is doing day in and day out for 11 different restaurants is a lot.
Sure.
Just even at the store level.
Spinning plates.
Yeah,
plates.
Exactly. It's a constant involvement. It's a constant, anybody can get on behind a keyboard, but what he brings is the kiosks where you take your picture. Him and I have talks pretty much weekly, and it's like, hey, what can we do different? We're actually in Sunbrook. We have an advertisement there. So
you do?
Yeah, we support as much local things as we can. Teacher Appreciation's coming up. And so teacher appreciation, we're doing 50% off for teachers. Come and eat.
For you new teachers, that's half off.
Yeah.
Half off. 50% is half.
Do they do Common Core here? Is that why you had to say that?
Yeah. new math.
New math, different way of thinking.
Yeah.
It would take them 20 minutes to figure out what that was.
Yeah.
But, and that's why I brought Brannon here. He is a great hash house cheerleader.
Sure.
And he's been a part of it for so long.
Now, are there some things that are easier to do as opposed to other things? And does it vary by area? Are there things that you've tried here because they worked in Henderson that aren't maybe working here?
So we did our first beer dinner. And
yes.
And that was different.
Thanks for inviting me, by the way.
It was. I think you were emceeing another event.
I know, probably was.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably was.
It was good. It was still really good. The people that came had such a great time. But we're feeling out the market, right?
Sure.
We just got Silver Reef City Brewing that just came in.
Right.
So we're looking to do another beer tasting with them.
And that's another thing, too, that's very different here than anywhere else that you guys have stores. This is Utah, and there are rules and laws here that are significantly different than anywhere else in this country. And they're changing. I get it. But, I mean, it's, you can't just walk around. You can't walk outside. Sometimes you can't even walk into another room in the same restaurant.
Yeah.
And so you got to really watch those things. So to do things like that, you can't do beer tastings. You can't do that type of thing. And so you have to play by the rules.
A little different than Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have to wear pants on the strip, I don't think. At least that's what I remember before I got arrested. And I
was wondering where you went for a week.
Yeah, they called it tiny. They called it tiny indecency.
Yeah.
So I got arrested because they had to put on thick glasses to catch me. Anyway,
they had to find you with the thick glasses. They just thought it was a jumpsuit, huh?
This is terrible. Yes. That's what I thought it was painted on.
A nude jumpsuit.
Hello.
That's good. Hello.
But yeah, so you have those things. You have to, there are variables that don't exist anywhere else. Now, and the other thing too, and I remember when you guys moved in, because I got here right after Buca de Beppo, who was in that spot, who you would think would do really well, in a place like that, flopped.
I don't think the space and what they did with the space was not right. I mean, it was too compartmentalized. If you were the only table in that section, it felt weird. Yeah. It would have been weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
honesty.
kind of their MO, though. I mean,
sure.
You've ever been to one of their places, you got these little rooms around corners like you're eating in somebody's house,
right.
kind of thing, Where's Nana? She's in the bedroom eating with Uncle Joe.
Exactly.
So yeah, I get it. So, but sure. So that was a little tough coming here because it was a little different.
It's just navigating those waters, but it's also having key partnerships like the chamber, being able to call people and go, hey, what have you seen here before?
Right.
Or why aren't they doing this?
Right.
Well, because you can't.
And one of the common cores is making those connections just in general. I mean, you're involved in networking groups. You're involved at the chamber. You go to a lot of different, events. I see it, everything now. And you're out there. And that is the people that sit at home that complain that they're not making money in their stores are the people that should be out doing those things. That's how you
have to get out your four walls. And even if you don't like talking to people, if you bring an interest, you're just yourself and talk about you and what you do, or ask about somebody else. If you're not an extrovert, you're an introvert. Just ask questions.
Sure.
People want to be included, and that's what's important. Is if you want to be a part of something, you can't just sit in your four walls and open up the doors and say, hey, all right, we're open for business, so you should just come right in.
Tyler and I have a real hard time talking in public.
Yeah, exactly.
Really hard time. I go to events and I don't know how to talk to people. I just go, I like eggs.
Yeah. So is that how you got to FC?
Where are you going?
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, exactly.
I can pop my eyeball out.
You want to see a cool trick?
Yeah.
Anybody want a peanut? But that's the reality. And when you talk about the Startup Nation and what helps businesses get going and everything, and you asked, what would you wish you had more of? It's time.
Sure.
Time. There's not enough hours in the day, because not only am I dedicated to my professional life, I have a wife and 2 small children at home.
Oh, yeah.
So
man, that's a big thing, buddy.
Time is everything.
I have 2 ex-wives because of this business.
Yeah.
Not at home. No.
Then you need to work
harder. Not at home.
Yeah.
But she is watching this, and she always says, how much you get paid for that? No. There's no money involved here.
I get paid in food.
I get hugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Sean Donovan likes to give me a hug. So that's certainly key. You guys do a lot of social media, right?
Yeah, we sure do.
And is that your job, Brannon? You do the social media, or do you do it locally?
No, I do it. We do a lot of it. With cases like St. George, it's great to have somebody in the restaurant that works there that can coordinate with Tyler and myself, so it feels local. So we do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Would you say that there are some? Because you deal mostly with the GMs at all the locations, right?
Yes, I do.
Would you say that there are more involved at their location than others? You have some guys. It's like. Even breathing on his own.
Absolutely.
And I just saw two names go through his head when he said that.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
and their names are blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We are on video.
You, buddy, up there, wherever you are, get it together.
Yeah.
Well, yes. And like I said, Tyler is the absolute perfect fit for this community,
Sure, he
this
really
restaurant,
is.
and this location.
Thank
and
you.
I've been told that from so many people here.
Yeah, he does a good job.
I try to come up, once a week just to get up here and
He's
get
got it
ideas.
together. And
Get
golf.
ideas.
And golf.
And golf.
And be
We do
surprised
have
with
to
a
play
radio show.
Yeah. And
Let's
and
talk
now
in
we're gonna
public.
I go, hey, let's go check out the college, and here's Ed Tracey.
Never know
Funny
what's
that they
gonna
allow me on the college campus, isn't
Exactly. Is that
Who'da-
a violation
who'da
or something?
thunk?
Yeah.
it? So, in the restaurant business, it's always key to stay on top of everybody. Get ahead of the curve, think of different ideas, maybe come up with new menu items. I mean, do you change your menu a lot up there? You do?
So, not really.
do a lot of specials.
Yeah, but we do run specials. So, like Mother's Day coming up, we're doing a roasted chicken Benny, which is going to be your.
That's Mother's Day?
Yeah.
So you're not doing the typical buffet.
No, it will be a buffet, just one plate.
What I tell the ladies.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a buffet, one plate. Where are you
One
going?
plate only. Well, yeah. Where are you going? Yeah. It's so fun to be able to do what we do daily. So we do have daily specials. Like Friday, we do fish and chips. That's a fantastic special. We do.
What kind of fish?
It's cod.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
the only way to do it.
It's 3 2.5 ounce pieces of cod.
Not 2 3.5 ounces.
Not 2 3.5, but it's 3 3.5. So you get the cod, then you also get fries and a side salad for $14.95.
Such a deal.
It is.
All right, so you do stuff like that, and you post a lot.
Yeah.
You have a team down there, and where's your office in Vegas?
Las Vegas. Yeah.
And you have a team of social media people that.
Not a team.
Me, myself, and I.
Yeah, team of one.
That's
Team
his
of one. So he's like, you're on your phone a lot. How did you end up with this job, dude? Is it you part of the family business? Did you?
Yes. Family. Yeah.
That's the best, baby.
Yeah.
I do comedy shows. Some kid in the front. I'm like, oh, is that your wife? If your father-in-law dies, what kind of work you out of? Hey, it's all right though.
It's all good.
My family business would have been the Catholic priest. No means no.
So it's radio.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. Woo.
Yep. So he's preaching to a different mass.
Big time.
Yeah.
So what were you? I mean, you've been doing this for a long time. Did you go to school for marketing? Did you go to school? I mean, what got you into the marketing side? You said, this is what I want to do. Or you showed up late for work one day and they said, we're going to teach you a lesson.
No.
You're in charge of marketing, because that happens too.
Yeah.
No, they, this company originated in San Diego. There's one location, and my family and a couple other families looked at it and basically said, this is an amazing concept.
It really is.
We'd like to figure out how to move this along, and we ended up acquiring the rights to the company. They kept San Diego, and we opened 11 Hash House Go-Go's over the course of the last 12 or 13 years.
And what kind of competition do you have in that? I mean, what Black Bear Diner is that? I mean, would you?
To be honest, there is no competition. Nobody's doing the fresh like we are. Everything that comes in that back door is a raw product, and we make it into something.
Gotcha.
What's frozen? Ice cream and French fries?
Huh? Yeah.
I would hope the ice cream.
That's it.
Hand pressed. Right back to the Amish. Can we go back to
Although,
milk bread?
sure. Milk bread French toast. We'll be saying that for weeks now.
Yeah.
You're going to wake it up in the middle of the night. Milk bread French toast.
I need to have that
need to
without
have
the
some.
bananas.
No bananas is right.
But I mean, you could.
But competition is good, though.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it keeps you on your toes. And if you do it right, competition is always good.
Well, let me put this point, too. There is no competition here in St. George. We all have the same trap. We just need the mice to keep coming back to St. George. That's the important part.
Sure.
So it's giving that extra special service. That's what I see as being the differentiator, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of people going, oh, I'm going to stay 2 days, they're going to stay 5 because they're like, what a great time we had. What great restaurants they have in St. George. So I think that's a key too.
And while you are a GM for a corporate location, you treat it like it's your own. And I think that makes a big difference too. I mean, you treat it like it's your business, really.
You have to.
You absolutely have to. You know, if you're just there because it's a 9-to-5 job and you got to pay your child support or whatever it is, it is not the job for you.
Well, I really think that it does take a lot of heart and a lot of pride. When you buy into something like I have with Hash House, it's different.
It's a lot of hours.
It is.
It can be very rewarding. You know, I don't know if you've ever seen the meme with John Hamm. He's like, oh, you work 90 hours a week? I remember my last part-time job.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of, you know, you're working a lot, you know, and you have your managers that you rely on to do stuff, and occasionally they let you down, and you get a call at, you know.
Well, I believe it's servant leadership that's going to make the change, right?
Sure.
So the I do, you watch, we do together, you do, I watch, now you do, you own it. I believe pressure only produces compliance.
Sure.
So if you are very open and you tried to work with your team, they're only going to support you. And yes,
teach them how to fish.
Yeah, it might be hard today, but my goal is for 5 years. How do I work myself out of a job?
And where do you see yourself going?
You know, I really honestly, now I'll say it out to the world, all 3 people. And no, seriously, I see myself continuing to open up hash houses and making them successful and showing and writing and paving a way that you can work in your community, put in that extra 10, 15, 20 hours a week, and be the difference maker in that community to strengthen it.
Sure. You know, and there are some businesses out there that it's just another location for them. But,
sure,
you know, if you treat it like this is a key part of your business and you treat everybody that walks in like, you know, like the King of England, there you remember that.
Well, like a guest, because you're going to welcome a guest into your home.
Right.
You welcome a customer into your business.
Very true. Very true. What else? Social media, obviously big. You do any kind of
guerrilla marketing.
Guerrilla marketing.
Yeah, we do guerrilla marketing.
We do.
I go door to door if need be. I have a marching.
Would you like him at your front door?
Yeah. Hi, how are you? Do you want a chicken Benedict? Let me tell you, I got a deal for you. No, but business to business, creating those relationships again. It's getting outside the 4 walls.
Sure.
It's consistency too, because people have eaten in Vegas or they've eaten in Orlando, or you know, and they want to come in. They want the chicken Benedict. They want to taste the same thing.
Right.
They want it to be just the same.
It has to be scalable. So whatever your chef here is making, it's got to be the same as what they're making in Henderson. That they're making, even in San Diego, still around.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so they still have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's got to be that way because
people expect it.
Absolutely.
And you want to give it to them.
And that's the other part to it. We're here in St. George, and with how many people are moving in and what the unemployment rate's at, it can be difficult.
Sure.
You know, because you're in a constant state of rotation and training.
And that's a good point. Training, too, we'll talk about in a second. But I think one thing that you guys had going for you, because you are so consistent in what you do elsewhere, when you came here, people were ready. They knew who you were.
Yeah.
I had never heard of you guys.
Right.
They're like, oh, you got to come to Hash House. I'm like, is that legal in Utah? I don't know what.
Do I got to call my local senator?
Do they make oil out of that?
Yeah.
Never heard of you guys. And then I go, I'm like, okay, all right.
They're here.
They said, I said, what are you guys known for? Chicken and waffles. I said, let me have one. They're like, oh, it's a big one. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It comes out. I'm like,
it's a big one.
Where was this when I walked in?
Well, you must have not had a fun night in Vegas, because that's usually how it begins at Hash House or ends at Hash House.
Well, see, and I know. I don't think I ever leave the floor when I'm.
There you go.
I start on the floor, I end on the floor.
End on the floor.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good times.
Yeah.
Training's got to be critical. You know, that's got to be a big factor in what you do. They all have to be able to do exactly the same thing. They have to be able to follow the same, I don't know how you guys do it. I notice when you walk into a place like that, they greet you pretty quick.
Yeah, definitely. It's different. And I tell everybody that comes in and starts their training, I go, this is different than any restaurant you've ever worked at.
Sure.
And they go, oh, no, I got this. And I go, no.
And you will find those people that have worked in restaurants,
absolutely,
every restaurant in town. I've worked at all of them. Okay, that's a problem.
I thought the same thing. But when you really buy into the culture of hard work, almost like a giver's gain type of thing, the more you help other people, the more they help you, the easier your day is. Mm-hmm. The managers don't say, no, that's not my job. Everybody doesn't say that. Everybody's helping each other out. It's a different style, all the way from the 11 steps of service to the very end when we're saying goodbye. It should be the same exact experience, but in their own personal twist.
Sure.
Because you got to have that. You got to have personality.
And your managers are great. Kevin, great guy. What's the other guy's name? The little skinny guy?
Josh,
good kid.
Yeah.
I love you, Josh.
Yeah. He's probably one of the three that's listening.
He's probably listening right now.
Yeah.
He's in his Yugo.
Yep.
His smart car.
Down by the river.
He's got a moped. So training, big thing.
But it's a pretty sweet moped.
It's a sweet moped. He's got these two boom 15-inch speakers on the back.
Handlebar streamers.
Yeah, man. That's great. I hope somebody shows him this video.
Yeah,
really.
I will.
Okay, thank you. It's part of your training.
Yeah.
Right.
This is training day. So we actually care about the employees as well.
Sure.
And that's one big thing. I really believe it's an elite place to work. And when I say elite, they have to go through training, almost 2 weeks of training. So I don't just hire a server off the street. They start out as a host or a busser or, in another position. But we have what we call our chip up program. And I give them poker chips every time they do something great. Because, again, pressure only produces compliance.
Sure, yeah.
But if you buy into them, they can turn these chips in for free meals, gas cards, movie tickets, you name it. So it gives a different feel.
I'd much rather feel like I'm doing a great job and get a pat on the back and an attaboy and have that feeling of accomplishment than feel like I got my rear end chewed out and that's why I'm doing it,
Yeah, exactly.
Because then what do? They go...
All right. Beatings will continue until morale improves.
Yeah.
Doesn't work for anybody.
I get it. What else? What do you love about being here in St. George with what you do?
Being here in St. George, it is a wonderful place to be able to spend time with family.
Sure.
It's so family-oriented here in St. George, and that's what I really love about it. Not only can I golf in the morning, but then I can also go out to the nice park.
Sure.
Pickleball is huge here, so now I'm a fan.
I haven't done it yet.
5 a.m. pickleball, okay?
Remember the last time we did stuff at 5 a.m.?
Night moves.
No.
Yeah.
Buddy.
So
he sat in the front row of my comedy show on Saturday.
Yeah.
I saw enough
of
him.
That's not true. Everything up until he's seen enough. He hasn't seen enough.
Right.
But that's what it is. It's so diverse. There's so many things going on. And it's just different. You can go walk downtown. You could go to Sand Hollow and ride. You can do anything here in St. George and southern Utah area. I mean, even Hurricane, going out there and checking it out and taking a drive, going to Moab, doing different things. It's very unique, very special, and it's different than anywhere else. Before I moved here, I thought Utah was just a snow tundra.
Me too.
Yeah,
I did.
I know. Yeah. So I thought literally it snowed from the bottom of the state all the way to the top. Why would I ever want to live there?
Get it.
Now I know why.
We got about 20 seconds here. In 3 words, what would you do different? Anything?
I would move here earlier.
Goodbye.
That's
good enough.
But I put I in there.
Brannon Rees, Tyler Hunsaker, Hash House A Go-Go. Thanks, you guys, for coming out. I love you, buddy. That's Startup Nation for this week. My name's Ed Tracey, and yours is not, but it could be. We'll see you next week, everybody.
At least the last name.
Thanks for listening to Startup Nation with Ed Tracey. For video and/or audio of the show, go to YouTube or Facebook, Podbean or Spotify, and search Radio St. George. or go to radiostgeorge.com. We invite you back next Tuesday at 3 o'clock for another edition of Startup Nation on Radio St. George 100.3 FM.